everyone, this is LuckySevenDX, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. In the last episode, Bowser got tricked by Fawful and became super-duper fat, which is rather unfortunate. As you can see, there's nothing new to buy here. I don't think this shop ever adds anything new, oddly enough, which is a little disappointing. I mean, we're still stuck with all the old stuff we bought from the very beginning. There is some new stuff in this shop, though, including a Wump Deluxe, which will heal your health back to full, Super Nut, which will heal, I believe, 40 HP to both bros, just some good stuff. But mostly I came here just to quickly heal up these, the bros up. You know, just get their HP up to full, because we have a new area to go explore, and we shall be doing that in this episode. So, yeah. Let's go ahead to the Flab Zone. Very interesting zone name. I do love the fact that the music changes. Like, you know, the music is, well, it stays the same. It just, the style of the music changes when you go from a Bowser area to a Mario area. Like, this is still the Bowser's Castle music, but they sort of make it a little different, and now it's the Flab Zone music. So, interesting how they do that. I always find that pretty cool. But yeah, we're going to start this area in this episode. Should take about a couple of ones. Pretty interesting area. There's one main gimmick to it that's pretty cool, and the enemies are pretty interesting as well. So, and also the other gimmick, there's actually a second gimmick, and of course there's going to be more attack items here. We're going to get a new item. One of my favorite ones, actually, coming up from this one, or at least it's one of the really strong early game items. I mean, granted, we're almost done with the early game. Actually, after this section, I really do consider this the end of the early game. Like, you know, I said before, there's like 3, wow, I dodged that thing somehow with Luigi. The way these things work, you are constantly jumping whenever you're on them. If you press A or B while you're jumping, it's like the music block. It's like the music blocks in just the normal, like, you know, Mario Bros. Platformers, where you have to time it just right to get an extra boost and jump. That's how this Flab works. And oh wow, I got burnt as well. Wow, I've completely failed to destroy this thing. This thing's called a Calorite, which is an interesting name. This place has Tenderlings, which are giant pieces of meat, and then Calorite. So obviously both a play on food stuff. I've taken so much damage from this one guy thanks to that burn status and being stunned early on, and just me failing to jump with Mario. These guys can do a lot of damage if you don't time things right. And the timing's a bit tricky on these guys because, I guess one thing I should probably mention is you saw in the beginning, by the way, they're also immune to jumps, so you have to use your hammers only. But the thing that's tricky about them is the fire trails behind them a bit, so you can't exactly time your jumps according to them. You have to sort of gauge the fire as well. But these are Tenderlings. The way they attack is if they jump up high, they'll bounce over the bro. Otherwise, they'll go under them. Other than that, though, they're really simple enemies. They're just very basic enemies. So the Calorites are the ones you really want to worry about, and they're really tough to fight. The Tenderlings, for the most part, are actually pretty simple to fight, so you don't really worry about them that much. I just think they're pretty funny, though. They're just giant hunks of meat. That's just kind of funny. Just admit it. That's pretty funny. So, yeah, but they also go down pretty quickly. So those are your enemies, guys. Already got them all taken care of. That Calorite. Oh boy, that is going in the fail montage for sure, I bet. Unless, you know, we'll never know. Maybe I'll fail even worse than that. But I recognize that scream. That's right, guys. Princess Peach, we finally found her. She was in Bowser's body after all. And she's being attacked by a ball with a face. Kind of a bit odd. And of course, while she's being attacked, we decide to just have a pleasant conversation. Which is just how all attacks work. You know, clearly when you're in the middle of being attacked by a non-sentient being, they're just going to stand by and let you attack her. Oh, great. So, as usual, guys, Princess Peach got kidnapped. Again, this time by blobs. She's got kidnapped by blobs. Like, how many times are you going to be kidnapped, Princess Peach? Just, my goodness. Does this never get old? All this kidnapping? She got kidnapped by, that's just a new level of fail. That's a new level of fail for her. How low you've fallen, not that you're ever very high to begin with. Anyways, so Luigi sinks down to the ground, and we get actually a pretty interesting section here, where this person appears. And this is Princess Lipid. And she's going to give the old classic, which did you drop into the pool? This wonderful treasure or your shabby, not so wonderful treasure? And by being honest and not greedy, you'll get rewarded for it thing. Although the game does parody it a little bit, where it automatically picks the treasure for you. But then Mario explains, nope, I like my Luigi. Also, Luigi's just sort of sitting there like, she's grabbing him by the face. She's throwing him by the face. But of course, Luigi being a badass, graceful landing. You are truly Truly an awesome person, Luigi. You just get the crap beaten out of you, and you take it gracefully. You take it like a man. And you know what? I appreciate that, Luigi. You're a pretty cool guy. But anyway, we're going to get something really interesting from here. I think I mentioned this a little bit before, I hinted at it. But this is where we get, I think this is the last new mechanic, really. But we get badges. So now we're going to have badges for combat. They don't work anything like they did in Partners in Time and Superstar Saga, though. They work completely differently. Also, of course, naturally, there's going to be an enemy in here to fight, because we do a tutorial for badges. So how badges work, and also, the nice thing is, all that hurt from before is completely negated by the fact that that Starlo actually automatically heals all your health during this fight. I don't know why, it's not really necessary, but it just happens. Anyway, so what happens is you have a badge meter in the bottom now, and also Luigi's like, I want it full, and then she just goes up all in his face and be like, yo, don't be greedy. Luigi, you totally have a dark heart. Just saying. Such a troubled little plumber person. But basically, successful attacks will build up the meter. How successful you need to make the attack depends on the kind of badge you have. Some badges will only require you to get good attacks. Some will require great. Some will require excellent. The better badges will give us more of a boost if we are successful, though. As you can see, an OK isn't good enough. You have to have it good for these badges. And then what will happen when it's full is, depending on what well, basically, how much of a good rating you need to get in order for it to go up is determined by Luigi's badge. And then Mario's badge determines what happens when the meter is full. So at the beginning of a turn, such as right now, if you press the meter button there, the little pulsing part, it'll actually activate, and in this case, it'll heal us by 20%. So it heals us in a pinch. Not a bad badge to have. There's some that give SP, there's some that give additional attack power. Personally, I think there's some that heal. HP is not bad. SP is not bad either. I do like the power one as well. So overall, not a bad idea. We're not going to get any new badges for quite a bit though. Well, not too long, I guess, but for now we do need to. We only have the good one and the mushroom one for the two bros. And we're going to have that for this whole section. We're not going to get any new badges for a while. They're not that many badges. It's generally not as fleshed out mechanic. Instead of having the badges for equipment, that's why they have things like the socks and all this other stuff that you and like the gloves and all the different sorts of clothing. Those are in replacement of the badges, truly. The badge mechanic is just completely different in this case. Anyway, so finish off the enemies. I just sort of skipped to the fight because there's no reason to show them off. And 6 HP for Mario. That's pretty nice. Mario, just like Partners in Time, is just getting all the good ones this time. And, well, let's see what we get for Luigi. Can we get a 6 or a 5? Can we get a 5? Let's get a 5. 3? 3's not bad. 3 is acceptable. I'll take that. I'll take it. Anyways, we can't actually go down here. As you can see, there's no way to get across that gap. So what we need to do is go over it. Why we didn't do that to begin with, I don't know. But it got us badges. And badges are cool, you know. Just a little bit of extra healing and sustenance for your bros. Which is nice, you know. Plus, this game really does not need you to use items because there's just so many things in this game that'll heal you instead of them, and there's really no reason to do so. You know, you can heal back at Toad Town. Now we have 20% healing off these badges, which aren't that hard to fill up. It only takes like about a battle or two to fill them up, so as long as you don't take too much damage, you can pretty much sustain yourself using those badges. And that's just basically how it works. So, new section of this place. Basically, the rest of this area is going to be a giant maze. There's going to be multiple pathways. I'll be sure to explore all the different rooms. It's not really that big of a maze. Another new thing, by the way, are these things. All you need to do is you need to hit this thing back and forth. Wow. Fail. Fail much. Let's try that again. To hit this thing back and forth, and when you do, you'll be awarded with attack pieces. Note the plural. Pieces. We're talking 4 attack pieces. So, mostly the attack pieces you're going to be getting from these little block challenges. I mean, these block challenges have been in every single game so far, so I'm not surprised that we have these sort of things before. But there we go, 4 attack pieces all at once. Only 5 left to do. We'll find them these blocks a little later, and then at the end we're going to find a single block, and that's going to be our new attack. So, I don't think we get this episode. I think next episode's where we're going to end up getting the new attack. I mean, it's generally how it works, but we can't actually get anything up here. So you can see we cannot jump that gap. We're going to have to come back here later. Kind of perhaps a hint as to what's going to happen while we're in the Flab Zone. You'll see later, though. Anyway, for now we need to go down here. I'm going to go explore this section as well, though, because one of the new a completely optional mechanic, because there's really no reason at all to do this thing, but I'm going to do it just for shits and giggles, and plus it gives you coins, and the coins are actually important because, well, we're going to have to buy something for Bowser soon that's 2,000 coins, and I'm going to want to have these extra coins just for that, to help out with that. So, as you can see, if we go back to this pipe, we're actually going to end up back up in the original room, so we'll head forward, and we're going to talk to that weird blue block, the weird blue Globen we see over here, because he's going to be the gimmick of this area. Meet Nutogloben, because he is nuts, and he is crazy, and he is really cool, and in order to, he's going to tell us the correct way to go, but in order to do that, we have to actually do a quiz. So, it's quiz time, guys! Pretty exciting. So, basically what's going to happen is we're going to ask Bowser questions. It's going to cost about 5 coins per question, but, I mean, it's only 10 coins overall, because there'll be 2 new question sets per each Nutogloben. We're going to see this guy multiple times throughout this area. But we're going to go ahead and ask Bowser some questions, and then we can remember his answers, and then we'll be quizzed on the questions. We'll be quizzed basically on his answers, on the details for it. So that's how Nutogloben works. Pretty cool section. I do like it. I think it's just pretty funny. So he's all upset because he doesn't know who Nutogloben is. Me. Yes, and more Super Paper Mario apparently. Oh, this game came after Super Paper Mario, didn't it? I believe it did. So we have Hypnotized Minions, which is from Super Paper Mario, and we have Me, which is Super Paper Mario. What's next? Having to travel around in space with a fishbowl helmet? But here we go. So basically, pay attention to what he's been saying. Giga Carrot, his body condition. He says he feels normal, except his his stomach feels all bad, and his head feels all fuzzy. Just remember details like that, basically. Military training facility in a Fawful Theater. He wants to be a Bowser Theater. Just remember all the little details. You will be quizzed on it. And, well, I'll show you what happens when you fail a quiz when that actually happens. But, here we go. Let's go ahead and start the Big Bad Bowser Brain Train. So he is, powerful and awe-inspiring is the answer for that one. The questions will be random, so if you screw up, you'll actually get a different set of questions. His throat feels dry. His nose feels dry. That'd be weird, a dry nose. The Giga Carrot, that's what made him feel gurgly, and that's it. So, there we go. 3 questions for this time. It will get harder later on, but we get rewarded for it, so 50 coins. I'm okay with this. We made a net profit of 40 coins for that. Just to play a little quiz game, and quiz games are cool. So, he says the red pipe is the right way to go. We actually were up there already, so we wouldn't even have technically any reason to go in this room. But I'm going to go in here anyway because there's some coins and items and stuff like that. And I kind of want to show you what happens when you go on the wrong path. Because when you go on the wrong path, so we'll go ahead and head down this pipe, you'll actually end back up at the start of the maze. So, yeah, a little unfortunate. But we'll just quickly make our way over here and go up the right path. And then we shall move on in the Flab Zone. So that's basically how the Flab Zone works. Kind of interesting. Not the most difficult area in terms of the platforming. It's just sort of a lot of interesting quizzes. There's also invisible blocks, which is kind of annoying. You do actually need these at some point to travel across, so we're actually going to want to head up there eventually. We don't want to head up on top quite yet, though. So really I don't need to make this. I guess I'm just demonstrating that you can make a bridge here. Kind of cool, I suppose. But there's another Nutogloben, so guess what, guys? It's quiz time, number 2. Let's do it. This time it's going to be 5 questions. Questions from the previous sections will be asked again, but we're also going to have 2 different questions to ask Bowser as well. So we're going to have to remember all the answers for all 4 questions. I think I'm going nuts. Play on words, you're so punny. So Fawful's cooking. Interesting that Fawful's actually apparently a cooking prodigy. Dude, you should just give up the whole villainry and just become a cook. It'd be fun. You make food, you're apparently really good at it, why not? So his rich cream and fluffy sponge, the chicken's delicious, stuff like that. Okay, Chippy. Chippy's section I'm always really, really bad at. I don't know, I just never can do Chippy's. Chippy's questions are just, it's just weird because he's really vague. She's like, I don't really mind here, but she's really yaps a lot. The questions are very vague for Chippy's section, so if there's one section I'm going to screw up, it's going to be Chippy's one. We'll see if I do screw up, actually. So what does he like about Chippy? See, I'm not sure the answer to this, because he mentions all of these things. So I'm like, is it yapping? Is it? I'm just gonna say dyslexia entirely, but that's wrong apparently. So well, actually that wasn't true. That one actually was just me being stupid apparently. What happens though is you'll have to fight a Tenderling whenever you fail the Nutogloben challenge. So hello Tenderling, what's going on? Easy fight. I mean, it is a way to grant experience. So I don't know. Might get a couple levels up from doing that, which could be nice. But we don't want extra levels up. This game, like I said before, so you guys are like, you're so underleveled right now. Dude, this game is easy. I'm not struggling with this game at all, and I haven't been leveling up. So, really, if anything, I'm still over-leveled because it's still not hard. You're by basically leveling up as much as you can and doing extra fights, you're basically making an easy game easier. And there's no reason to do that. So, that's why I don't fight every enemy. That's why I try to make myself underleveled, quote-unquote. I mean, I guess there's no such thing as underleveling in this game because it's just when you can dodge all attacks and your success rate is based on dodging attacks. Like there's no such thing as underleveling. There's just overleveling and making it easier. So I don't consider myself underleveled. But there we go. Got all the questions right. I didn't really talk about them, but you guys can see what the questions were, what my answers were. So if you're looking for what to answer for each question, well, this probably. I mean, I don't cover every question, so. Just be aware of that. There will be questions that aren't on here if you're doing this game, but that might help you a little bit. Anyway, we got another one of these things. 20 this time. Let's do it. We can do this, guys. All right. I mean, we've seen this sort of thing, especially Mario and Luigi. I think Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is Mario and Luigi. That's the entire series name. Superstar Saga had these kind of blocks. I don't forget if they were in Partners in Time. They had like a different sort of thing in Partners in Time, actually. But here we go. Makes the Really? Really? I missed the last one. Really? Really? Wow. That's just fail. But we'll get another 4 attack pieces from this. We'll just need one more, which we'll get next time. And we'll have a new attack then. And I like this attack a lot. That also means that we're going to have a new Cholesterol thing, you know, like the green shell. The new item will be part of the Cholesterol, so we're going to be able to do something with that later. I'll probably do that before the next Mario and Luigi section. I don't think I'm going to do it right after this thing. There's no pressing need to get it. The item you get from the next Cholesterol Road thing isn't that good either, in my opinion. But yeah, so basically I just quickly check. I'm like, okay, so the green pipe goes this way. Where does the red pipe go? Because I was like, does this go anywhere special? And it actually just takes you back to, well, this area, which is pretty close to the beginning. Or it's the wrong path from the first Nutogloben. That's where it leads you to. So basically, if you go the wrong path, you have to backtrack. That's kind of annoying how there are some sections where you do have a choice, and there isn't a Nutogloben there to tell you which way to go. So I mean, people could have guessed the red pipe and just been completely screwed over. Luckily, it doesn't take you that long to get back though, so really no harm, no foul, I suppose. Anyways, so while we're here, what you need to do is, well, hit this weird-looking thing. Let's just do it. Thwack. And that'll make ourselves a tornado. And if you guys have played the previous Mario and Luigi games, you know what this tornado means. And that means it's time for the Toadward Twist, also known as the spin jump. So we're going to go ahead and learn it now. Well, by learn it, I mean Mario and Luigi are going to remember, oh yeah, we can spin jump. Why they don't tell you this before when we could have used it, I don't know. It's like, the learning process in this game is like very much like Other M, where just unseen forces like, oh, by the way, you have this move the whole time, but you could use it now. You couldn't use it before for some reason, but you can use it now. I don't know. It's like Mario and Luigi already know all this stuff. I mean, it makes sense because why would you ever have, you know, them relearning something they already know? But at the same time, it's like, well, then, I don't know. I mean, there's really no right or way to do this, I guess. You make it so that the relearn, it's like, well, why did they forget it? And if you make it so that they they know it but they just don't use it, it's like, why haven't you been using it? There's really no win-win situation, this sort of thing. But in case you guys don't remember, spin jump, you just press R until the spin jump icon comes up. You press A, and then you press A again to spin across gaps. It'll let you get across gaps, and also if you're in a whirlwind, it'll let you go super far, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, nice distance. However, there is actually one last thing I'm going to do before we end this area, and that is there's a very hidden item in here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get this hidden item right now, and we'll end the episode doing that. So yeah, spin jump across. So basically, how you want to get this? It's really tricky. You want to whirl one across. You want to hit those blocks first, whirl one across, fall into the icky sticky, which is what I'm going to call it, I suppose. You actually probably want to whirl one across there, but there's actually a hidden area over there, which is kind of interesting that they do that. Really hidden area. Why did I not go in the tornado the first time? glitchy tornado. Okay, well, we're rolling across here, and there's actually some hidden items in here. So, pretty interesting, I suppose. Nice hidden goodies for you. But with that, guys, this is going to be the end of the episode. We get an Ultra Nut, which heals like 80 HP per thing, which is pretty awesome. And we get Experience Sucks, which increases, if you ever have a fight where you don't take damage, it increases your EXP by 1.3. But like I said, I'm not trying to be over-leveled, so I'm not going to use them. But yeah, that's it for the episode, guys. This is LuckySevenDX signing out. See you guys next time for more Flab Zone craziness. Bye-bye.